Hello everyone and welcome to another tutorial presented by I am Dalle and HoN. Oh my god. This time we're gonna look at some game mechanics that's very useful to know. We're gonna start up with Martyr and his Guardian Wings. This is a very unique ability that you can use to a lot of different things, especially combined with these three items. So what happens when you take damage while you're using the Guardian Angel? Let's see. After the 5-second delay, all the damage gonna come. But you can actually neglect all of that damage by storming yourself or the ally you use Guardian Angel on when the wings expire. Like this. See, it still is there. I lift him up in the air. When he comes down, he has 0 damage taken and full HP. Another interesting item that's very useful on Martyr is the Portal Key. Because Portal Key goes on a 3-second cooldown when you take damage, and the wings last for 5 seconds. This means that if you're attacked, you see it's on cooldown, you just press your wings on yourself, and then you can teleport away. This is also very good when you have PKs on your allies, because let's say the enemy initiates on your Pebbles who has a PK. You just simply put the wings on him, he can't take any damage, and then 3 seconds later he can blink away, like a Mage Bane or like a Wretched Hag. Another thing that's very good to know is the Homecoming Stone. If the enemy has used all of their stuns, which means that or they can't interrupt you, you can always press the wings on yourself and teleport home to base, because you cannot die. It's 0 chance to die unless they cancel your TP. So that's very good to know. You should always have a TP on you if you have level 4 Guardian Angel. Now we're going to talk about the Ichor and especially his W called Transfusion. This ability can absorb all debuffs and buffs in the game, even spells such as Undying from Salforis or Hemorrhage from Bloodhunter. This means that if Salforis ulti Malakin can no longer lifesteal, but Ichor can jump him and take it over for himself. And then he can also jump on an enemy hero, putting the Salforis ultimate on an enemy hero, which is pretty insane. Ichor can also use the Transfusion aggressively. For example, he can jump Midas. If Midas does any spell to him, he's gonna be affected by the spell as well. I can show you one more time, but this time I'm gonna use the sheep stick on Midas and see what happens. Instead of sheeping Ichor, he's gonna sheep himself, as long as he is connected to Ichor. Now we're gonna show you a special ward spot on this map. And it is actually on top of this observatory right here. Because if you place a ward on it, it's like it doesn't even exist. So you get vision, and this is not very often people check for wards, because if you run in here as a support, the enemy will probably think, okay, they either warded this hill over here, this hill over here, maybe down here somewhere, or behind, or this area here. But this ward spot is actually very, very good, because it's so unpredictable, and not many people actually know about it, but you can... It's like this is an invisible observatory, basically. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the Dust of Revelation, because this item is not only good to find invisible heroes, but it gives you clear vision, which means that you can find heroes that are hiding in fog. If you use this, you can get vision in this big area around here, and it also grants you assist gold if the enemy hero dies. And that is because the item counts as a debuff, which means this is a very good item for supports, because if they use it in a team fight, they can get assist for every kill on every hero that they hit. This item should be picked up basically by every hero if you play against Invis heroes. And personally, I think one hero on your team should have it, and even if you don't play against Invis heroes. Alright, now I'm gonna show you a really easy way to find out if the enemy support has placed a rev ward on the ground. This is very good for heroes like Nomad, Scout, Nighthound. Basically, all you need to do is to order an attack on an enemy hero when you get into creep aggro range. If they start attacking you before you hit the enemy, that means that they can see you, so they have something revealing you. This is very simple to try. As you can see, before even Rhapsody starts to attack, the creeps already starts moving towards you. This means that she placed a revelation ward.
I walk the road of vengeance.
Alright, so in the latest patch they reworked Tarot back to the way it was. However, they have made some changes, especially on Far Cry. You can now apply it to an enemy hero, but you can attack both of these and the attack will still bounce. So you can attack Magebane and it will bounce to Magmus, or you can attack Magmus and the attack will bounce to Magebane. Another thing that's very interesting is the fact that Far Cry is no longer a debuff, which means that the enemy cannot remove it in any way. So if I use it on Magebane, Magebane cannot remove it by using Geobane, he's still gonna have it on him. He cannot remove it while using Shrunken. This means that you can still attack and it will still bounce. Another thing that's very good is the fact that you can apply Far Cry on a hero who has used Shrunken already. This has made Turret an extremely good carry against invisible heroes, since he will have vision on the enemy for 14 seconds without any chance of the enemy to remove it. Okay, I'm gonna show you a trick with the Gladiator, and that is the fact that you can teleport back to base using Showdown, and then you get full bottle and you get health, and then you get back to the same spot as you were. This is what you do. You apply Showdown to yourself, and then you teleport home. You fill up your bottle, you come back, you have gained some HP, some mana, and you have a full bottle, so you can easily stay in the lane. Alright, I'm now gonna show you a combo with Kinesis and Devourer, and that is the fact that if Kinesis lifts an enemy hero up, Devourer can no longer hook the enemy creeps. So you can just hook straight through the creeps and hit the enemy hero. Alright, I'm gonna talk about a small thing with Parasite, and that is the fact that you can level up abilities while you're inside the creep. You do that by binding him by pressing Ctrl and then 1. If you want him on your key button 1, you jump in your creep, and then you can simply press 1 and you will have all of his abilities visible down here. This means that, let's say you're level 5, you level up to level 6, but you still want to be in your creep when you gank. Then you can press 1, you level up your ability, and when you're out of the creep, you have the ability ready to kill the enemy. I'm now gonna show you some mechanic regarding Switchblade and Pk. And that is the fact that you can use your PK while you're in Swift Slashes. So let's say you're seeing Blacksmith over here, you ult him, but then Turret shows up and you want to ulti that guy instead, because Turret is the main carry and it's important to kill him. Another thing you can do is that you can use the PK as an escape. If Turret is attacking you, it's on cooldown, but if you use the ulti, you're able to escape, because the Swift Slashes last longer than 3 seconds, which is the cooldown for the portal key. The next hero I'm going to talk about is Shadowblade, and there's two things that I want to say. And the first is that you can buy items, use your ultimate, and then sell the items and still get the effect of the ultimate. This is very useful if you're going the agility build or the intelligence build, because early in the game it's usually better to get some extra strength so you become tankier and harder to kill. So what you can do is you run back to base or teleport, you buy some strength, you use your Q, you use your ultimate, and then you sell them. You have 15 seconds to sell the items, and see, you get the strength and you get some extra HP, which is really good. Another thing you can do with Shadowblade is that you can remove enemies' nullstones without removing the charges on your essence. This is actually really good. So let's say Bubbles has a nullstone, I can remove it with my ulti, and then I can jump on him. And yeah, that was everything for Shadowbot.